You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters. Well, you guys are just going to love this. You are going to love this because did Stephanie White come out and put her loving arms around Caitlin Clark? Nope. She came out and put her loving arm around Alyssa Thomas. Her former player, by the way, her and DeWanna Bonner. And she's made it very clear. Let's keep it real. I've talked to you guys about agenda. She's made it very clear. Really and truly, she just comes out and says, we don't want Caitlin Clark fans in this league. Because I do have a theory based on the media coverage that we saw across the whole spectrum. Because there were a lot of media outlets that covered the Caitlin Clark thing, but you didn't see a whole lot of MSNBC and CNN really and truly. You see, I think a lot of Caitlin Clark fans are from the Midwest, from southern states, and I do believe, whether anybody wants to hear it or not, there's a lot of conservative fans that want to watch Caitlin Clark play basketball, and to a lesser extent, Sophie Cunningham now. Stephanie White does not want you to continue watching this league. And she comes right out and says, if you don't support their social activism and their social causes, they don't want you watching. Now, it tells me they care more about their social activism than they do their actual bottom line and how much money they're making. And about their ratings. And the inability to set aside her ex-player and worry about her own player is just wild. It's wild. Yeah, you're right, Stephanie White. A lot of us don't want to see identity politics. We don't care about your social act. Sports fans tune in to see sports. End of story. End of story. And we don't care to be called names because we don't want to see your social activism. We know where you politically stand and we know where your social causes lay. Y'all have made that very clear. We also have the right to say, you know what? We don't want to see it. Your viewership has tripled, and 2/3 of those viewers that showed up doesn't want to see it. How does that make you feel, Stephanie White? Or do you not realize that?
Before we start with questions, I just want to address, what's going on with AT. I think first and foremost, it's absolutely unacceptable. I think as a league, as a whole, there's been so much more toxicity, racism, homophobia, straight out nonsense, hate nonsense. And it is absolutely unacceptable. Most of this coming from the online community. Most of this, in my heart of hearts, I believe, not coming from WNBA fans, Indiana Fever fans. I believe that this is...
Well, I can tell you this. The new fans watching are here for Caitlin Clark. I don't think a lot of people are even trying to hide that. All right, we are here to support whatever team that she's playing for, provided they make the right sports decisions. But we certainly don't care about your activism. We don't care about what boxes you check. We don't care about your agenda. And now that we are watching, we can be vocal about that. That is our right. Plain and simple. Whether you like it or not, whether you want to cry or not, whether you and the Indiana Fever and the WNBA want to try to stop people like me from talking, yeah, you've got a whole different section of fans that you have not had. It's the only reason you're getting ratings. It's you've got actual sports fans, guys like me that watch the NFL, college football, Major League Baseball, other sports are now watching Caitlin Clark. And to a lesser extent, Sophie Cunningham. No, I'm not tuning in to the New York Liberty. I'm not going to apologize for that. People are going to want to consume what they want to consume.
Is people who are using our league, using our players to further divisive agendas. It's not acceptable. Yes, we have to continue to protect our players. We've got to continue to support our players in our league. We get to play a basketball game. And AT was exactly right. Like, we get to play a basketball game. And yes, that's going to come with criticism. Yes, that's going to come with fans and the love-hate relationship that they have with players and teams. That is going to come. But it's not hard to not be a jerk. And if you are one of these people that are online doing this, do not call yourself a WNBA fan. Our league is about inclusiveness. Our league is about competition. Our league is about elevating women.
We're checking all the boxes we can possibly check here, folks.
Elevating marginalized communities, including and
I don't want to hear about none of that. I don't care about none of that. I want to see Caitlin Clark play basketball. End of story. I don't want to be preached to. No, I'm not going away. We're not going away. You can't force people to go away. We know your lifestyle. We don't care about it. We don't want it shoved in our face.
Being inclusive of all different walks of life. That is what our league has always been about from day one.
You got 2/3 new fans. If they cared about that crap, they would have been tuned in for the last 20 years. Once again, we're back to, if you haven't always been a fan, we don't want you as a fan. This league is wild. It is wild.
Is what our league will continue to be about. And we will continue to compete at a high level, hold ourselves to a higher standard, continue to be on the forefront of social norms, and we will continue to support one another collectively as a league. Players, coaches, staff, support staff.
Social norms. What is this? A left-wing university? God.
Everyone. We're about elevating. We are not about demeaning, demanding. We are not about continuing this narrative.
Okay, fans are going to demand. Y'all might want to get used to that. I don't know what else to tell you.
And it's just absolutely unacceptable.
Okay, so there you have it. Congratulations, folks. She preached to you. They preached to you. They basically said, the new fans, she said, the new fans, we don't want you. How does she feel knowing, I'm going to keep it real, and God dang it, I don't want to get political on this channel, but when she goes into her politics, her identity politics, it forces me to. You don't want conservative fans watching your league. But I can tell you, based on the coverage I saw, it was only pro-conservative outlets that were backing Caitlin Clark. ABC, Good Morning America, ran a piece coddling and cuddling Alyssa Thomas this morning. ABC. Fox News had Caitlin Clark's back. A lot of different outlets, a lot of pundits, all had Caitlin Clark's back. People may not want to hear that. They may not like that. And yeah, Caitlin Clark's own politics doesn't align with us. We don't care. She also doesn't go around talking about politics all the time, like the other people in this league. Stephanie White should have known when she dropped these words out there, she was going to get dismantled. This is Clark country. Yeah, I think Jussie Smollett. This is wild. WNBA has a lot of problems, double standards being among them. Did the coach say anything publicly about Sophie getting online real-life threats and even being physically stalked for months, threats, egregious slurs by WNBA. Did she or didn't she? Look, here's the thing. Sophie Cunningham, I can tell you right now, I see it online all the time. She gets racial hate. There, I said it out loud. Nobody's talking about that. And Sophie's not bitching and whining about it either. What the F is she on about? This is a professional sports league. It's about competition and competitiveness. Right. What's with all this other woke bullshit? This has been the league. Stephanie White and this organization is a disgrace. Screw her and the Fever. They need to trade Caitlin and Sophie. The only problem, folks, with trading them is that every other organization in this league feels the exact same way. This is what they've built their league on, is identity politics and social causes. It's why 400,000 fans tuned into a game before Caitlin Clark shows up, before she showed up. 400,000 fans watch games. Nobody cared because nobody wants to be preached to. I'm baffled at why none of these reporters are asking if Caitlin Clark is okay. Anyone checked in on her? Of course they're not going to. These Indiana Fever reporters are just as limp dick as anybody. Unacceptable for a coach not to support her players. Trade Cece and Sophie to a team that supports them. We put agenda first. Uplift community. WNBA is not a sports league. Stephanie White is not a coach. Alyssa Thomas is not a victim. Fans are sick and tired of being called racist. People are fed up. Fed up. That's wild. It's crazy. Stephanie White has single-handedly ruined and diminished the Fever fan base. They want nothing to do with this team anymore. How the F did it go from Clark getting hurt to worrying about Alyssa Thomas's feelings? It's crazy. How about addressing the hate Mahisha Hines-Allen has gotten? Oh, yeah. She got some hate the other day. Bad. Look, hey, this guy's keeping it real. My fellow Republicans. This league is woke as F. You should stop engaging with it permanently. There's a lot of people that are starting to feel this way. I'm going to keep it real. I ain't going nowhere just because I know I rub them the wrong way, frankly. Because I'm going to be the turd in the punch bowl. That's wild, though, to come out and say, if you do not agree with these boxes checked, which is what she said, then we don't want you watching our league. So, guys, if you're conservative, if you're big on religion and your religious beliefs, they don't want you watching. If you're a Christian and you actually hold true to your belief, they don't want you watching. I mean, Caitlin Clark played basketball at Iowa. Indiana, keeping it real, red state. Somebody get this social lunatic off the Indiana Fever. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts